Welcome back to Game & Watch Gallery 2, everyone. I am the MoeChicken, and today we are going to be dealing with vermin. Yes, vermin. The original Whack-A-Mole game. So the stick of this is you got two hammers. You just bonk the moles as they come out. But what's strange about it is that you don't hit the one that you're standing above, you hit the one to your left and your right. And so you must move accordingly. And, yeah. It's the original Whack-A-Mole. Actually, I don't know about that. Ed, can you look up to see where Whack-A-Mole originated? I'm pretty curious about that, actually. Because it's one of those things that, like, I feel like has been kind of made, like, socially acceptable. That's honestly sort of monstrous if you think about what's happening here. Like, I think probably Whack-A-Mole emerged from farming culture where, you know, if you get moles in your field, they're a huge problem. And so you would, like, kill moles, I guess, with a hammer. Which sounds kind of monstrous, frankly. But, you know, it was a necessity for farmers, certainly. Yeah, it's just kind of become acceptable to, like, bash moles with hammers in video games. It's like, no, it's normal. Moles love it. They love being smacked in the head with a hammer. Totally normal for them. I don't know, it's just sort of funny how commonplace that has become as a thing. Like in I think it was in Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, there's like a thing where there's like a character called like Whacka, I think, and he's just like this friendly little like creature that will come out of the ground, and if you hit him in the hammer, he gets a bump, and you can like take it from him, which is also questionable. But yeah, that's all the characters in the game probably. He just shows up and he's like, I love the world, everything is so beautiful, and you just hit him in the head with a hammer. That's the character. That's all you do. Like, he's not a villain. He's just like this thing that shows up, I think, if I remember correctly. I actually don't have that much experience with Paper Mario, if I'm being honest. Like, I've watched playthroughs of the Thousand Year Door, and I've played, like, I think to the second star, maybe, of the original. But I think I only ever, like, rented the original, and so I was never able to get very far in it. And it's kind of hard to get your hands on now. At least it has been for me. So, like, I've never really played that much of Paper Mario. Although I will say that the battle music for the original game is, like, embedded deep into my subconscious. That, like, see, it's in my head. I think I got that right. Ed, did I get that right? Play a little clip of it. There you go. That's the actual song. I think what turned me off of, like, I've heard people say that, like, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which I believe the remake has come out by now, or should have come out by the time this is released. I've heard that Thousand Year Door is, like, the best Paper Mario. But what kind of turned me off of that one is that, like, what I always heard about it was the same sort of praise that I hear for, like, Majora's Mask. This idea that, like, it's the best one because it's the most subversive one. And from having watched, like, playthroughs of it, I do know that it's got some really, like, I don't know if adult is the right word for it, but stuff that I feel like doesn't actually align with, like, normal Nintendo stuff, like Mario stuff. Which, you know, I know some people are way into that. I'm usually not, though, and so, like, that complement of the game is actually what kind of steered me away from 1000 Year Door. That and the fact that, one, I wasn't much of a GameCube guy, and two, I had never played the N64, or I never beat the N64 one, so I figured I should beat the N64 one first, and then I didn't have access to it, so forth and so on. You know how it is. Stuff gets lost because you make excuses about it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm talking a lot about Paper Mario because this is not the hardest game, frankly. Like, it has little boosts of activity, but for the most part, it's very easy to manage. Like, you might have noticed on the selection screen, I've already done pretty well on, like, the hard modes of this, because it's just not that bad. Like, right there, that was one of the little boosts of activity, and I don't know, they're not that hard to manage. So, yeah, we'll probably get to 400 points, and then I'll just lose. I say that. I might lose of, you know, being bad before then, but doesn't feel like it. This guy feels like he's got a pretty good handle on smashing these moles with a hammer. Which, again, it's normal. It's normal for moles, apparently. It's a shame. Have you ever seen a mole? Moles are cute. Like, I got this thing for, like, little rodents, because I guess I grew up in, like, you know, suburbia. I didn't really have to deal with rodents as, like, a problem. And so, like, when I see, like, mice or, like, squirrels or rats or chipmunks or moles, I'm like, oh, they're so cute. They're little cute fuzzy animals. But they are a nuisance. I remember my parents, we had moles in our front yard, and they would just, you know, dig up under the soil, cause all kinds of problems, and, like, ruin the grass and stuff, so... I mean, my family never bashed them on the head with a hammer, but I think we did have, like, poison down for them. So, there's that. Alright, I'm just gonna start losing. Oh, no! And they kind of retreat. Now, the thing about this game where, like, if you start to mess up, you can mess up real fast. Because, like, I lost that one, but that mole on the far left still counts. So... If you blow it even just a little bit in Vermin, you can lose pretty quick. Alright, well, let's do the modern. I actually don't know what the modern is like in this one. Yoshi. Yeah? Oh, okay, so I'm just, like, protecting... So Yoshi's just, like, protecting his eggs from... Shy Guys, I guess? That's kind of cool. Pretty different, actually. I mean, it's the same concept of, like, bashing things with good timing, but... it does feel pretty different, actually. Bash! Bash! Read Yoshi's happy face as he's just, like, fighting off things that are trying to steal his children. Yoshi! I still really prefer... Oh no! No, one of my eggs! Oh, the horror! They're not trying to steal them, they're just trying to break them. Y'all are monstrous. I still really like the original, like, noise over the, like, Yoshi voice. I don't really like that voice very much. Or the voice. Not as much fun. I like when he made weird mechanical sounds. I like back when Yoshi made weird mechanical sounds. I was gonna say something about Yoshi. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was on the cutting room floor the other day reading, like, their article about Super Mario World. A couple of years back, there was, like, a big leak of, like, a lot of... Oh, what's going on here? What are those faces up there doing? Oh, those are boos. What is this? How do you deal with boos? Yeah, there's like a big leak at Nintendo where, like, a lot of design information for like a lot of old games surfaced. And normally I'm not really that into leaking. I feel like, you know, sort of like leaker spoiler culture is kind of problematic. But considering the age of these games, they were like games from like the early 90s. I'm okay with that, actually. And it revealed a lot of stuff that was pretty cool. One of which was, like what I was looking at the other night, early sprite work from Super Mario World. Early Yoshi looks freaking weird. Like he looks sort of like a, was it a Gallimimus? Those like long-necked sprinter dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. I think it's Gallimimus. He looked like that. And like he didn't have like the big snout. He had kind of more of a bird-like face and like a long, like skinny neck. He was super weird looking. Like early Yoshi looked super strange, and apparently also the early animation of like there's been this sort of long-held idea that like in Super Mario World, when Mario wants Yoshi to stick his tongue out, he actually hits him in the back. What is going on here? I want that. I didn't know what was going on there. That was very strange. There's this idea that Mario hits Yoshi in the back of the head to get him to stick his tongue out. Growing up, I never got that impression. I thought Mario was like doing a little like fist bump kind of thing where he was like, yeah, go for it, Yoshi, and then like Yoshi would stick out his tongue. So I always assumed there was some sort of verbal thing going on there. But honestly, based on the sprites from like the this early version of Yoshi, it does look like that's supposed to be what's going on. Mario's supposed to be smacking Yoshi in the back of the head to get him to stick his tongue out. So, yeah. That's an interesting thing. Go look it up if you're interested. Cutting Room Floor, tcrf.net. Excellent website if you're interested in stuff that was removed from video games. And especially for some, like, really high-profile games. Like, I was looking at Mario World and then the Yoshi's Island one. You can learn some pretty cool stuff about, like, the development history of those games. So, very highly recommended for me if that's a hobby that you enjoy. Bash, bash, bash. Still going. Still Yoshifying all these monsters. I don't know what the lose conditions are for this. Is it when an egg breaks entirely? If so, then this game is very generous with the amount of time you're allowed. Okay, you can't get the boos until they're actually at the egg, it seems like. This is just such a weird scenario. Like, why is Bowser sending so many of his minions after this set of 6 Yoshi eggs? It's a lot of duders for 6 Yoshi eggs. And why Shy Guys? Why not, like, Goombas? That's weird, right? Because, like, I still have this kind of association with, Shy Guys and being, like, Subconian, you know? Like, they're from Subcon, not from the real world. Like, it's really strange to me that, a lot of the things in Mario 2 actually exist in, like, the Mushroom Kingdom, you know? That would suggest that, like, the Dream World is actually just, like, another place in the waking world? And, like, they all, like, migrated there from it? I don't really know what that means. It's a little questionable. It's a strange idea, but I guess they just didn't want to get rid of these good designs, and I'm glad. I like Shy Guys. Oh, nice! Cookie! These are eggs filled with cookies, I guess? That's also not what I expected. There are a lot of questions from this game. A lot of big questions about Yoshi's scenario here. What are we doing? Other than bashing vermin with a hammer. Oh no! Oh, you lose one and you lose entirely. Okay. Alright, let's go see the secret. What you got for me, Toad? View gallery. Eggs can be hit twice. When the egg is fully broken, it's protect the cracked eggs. Okay, makes sense. Misses are not cleared in this game. You need to be very careful. Oh, okay, so that you don't get hearts back in that game. Alright. Well, the next episode we will be moving on to Donkey Kong. So if you'll come back and join me for that. I'm the MoeChicken, and this has been Game & Watch Gallery 2. And thanks for stopping by.